Now, chosen one, it's very important when you pick up the disc, you recite these words.
Mm-hmm.
Zaruk, Natar, Nostrum. Say them.
Zaruk Natar Nostrum.
Again.
Zaruk Natar Nostrum.
Again.
Oh, whatever, I got it already. Jeez. Remember the words. Right. Remember the 3 words, because otherwise something bad's going to happen. All right. Zaruk Natar. What was it? Zaruk Natar Nostradamus? Nostril? I mean, he didn't say I had to say it exactly right. Zaruk Natar. What happened?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rebooted Cinema. And today I have with me the mysterious channel cryptid John.
Moonbeam!
And we are watching one of John's favorite movies ever, Cocaine Werewolf.
No. No. No! Welcome back to Entertainment Rebooted and another episode of Cinema Revisited: The Evil Dead, where we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the iconic of this great horror franchise. Tonight's film was none other than Army of Darkness, the third Evil Dead film starring Bruce Campbell. Speaking about people who star in things, I'm joined, of course, by our channel. I want to say cryptid after that cold open, but our channel kaiju, Pat, the Great and Overpowered.
Worcester sauce.
All right, Pat.
I'm gonna start fighting comments with that.
It's Worcestershire.
It's Worcester.
It's Worcester. It's named after the land of Worcester. Anyway, tonight we watched Army of Darkness. For those who have not seen this film, Pat, which we like to do, do a bit of a plot recap. If you would be so kind as to give us a brief synopsis of Army of Darkness.
Our main man, Bruce Campbell, a.k.a. Ash, has been thrown into the past by the Necronomicon, and he has landed from the sky, surrounded by knights who believe him to be a man of their enemy soldiers. They capture him, and they throw him into the pit of darkness and death.
Which is full of the undead.
It's full
and
of
water.
Deadites and water and spiky spikes.
It's not a good time.
But the wise man throws Ash his chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets a chop-a-loppin'.
Eventually he escapes from the pit of despair. Or darkness. Or whatever they call it. The pit.
They just call it the pit.
They do. It's just the pit.
Yeah.
And yeah. He escapes the pit and gets a hold of his
boomstick.
And he threatens the people, and they capitulate.
And then he is put into a throne where he is fed grapes and turkulates by 3 maidens.
It's good to be the king.
The wise man says they need the Necronomicon, and that with that they can send him back to the future.
And also bring an end to this terrible darkness that plagues the land.
So they set off after Ash has a local blacksmith fasten him a mechanical hand out of an armor suit.
Like string punk, medieval steampunk thing, yes.
Yes.
But he's now got two hands. It's his right hand. I always forget. It's his right hand.
Groovy.
Groovy.
So they ride off and they're like, beyond this pass you shall find the graveyard where the book is. And it's very important you say these 3 words when you pick up the book.
Got it. He proceeds to ride his horse into the wilderness and comes across a graveyard
windmill.
with an altar. He finds the graveyard first.
No, he finds windmill.
Oh, that's true. He stays in the windmill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and he's
stays in
chased
the-
by ghosts, or the spirits.
He stays
Yes.
in a windmill overnight where a mirror shatters and produces a bunch of mini hymns. And he swallows one of them, which causes him to grow a Siamese evil version of him.
Bad Ash.
Bad Ash. I'm Bad Ash and you're Good Ash.
And then Good Ash shoots him in the face. Good, bad, doesn't matter. I have a gun.
And then chops him up with the chainsaw, buries him, goes to the graveyard, and there's not 1 book, but 3. Oh no. How is he going to tell which one is the right one?
By trying all 3 of them.
Yep. The first one pulls him in and makes him all stretched out. The second one bites him.
And then the third one is the actual book, and he remembers that he has to say the 3 words, but he only remembers 2 of the words.
And then he just goes, Ramadada, Ramadada,
And grabs the book.
lightning and thunder strike the ground. Skeletal hands raised from below, and Bad Ash is raised from the grave.
Indeed. Ash rides off to the kingdom, trying to collect on his end of the bargain, being sent back home, regardless of the consequences.
And they're just like, you've doomed us all! The army of the dead rises!
The army of darkness rises.
The army of darkness
Thus the name of the film.
rises. And Ash is like, I don't care, send me back. And
But-
the king's just like, we'll be men of our word and we'll send you back.
And while they're about to send him back, the army of darkness attacks and kidnaps.
Ash's
Love
medieval
interest.
love interest.
And then he just realizes, damn, I've got to be a man. I've got to stand up for myself. I can't be a coward. I have to rouse the people and fight back against this army of darkness.
So he rouses the last 60 men that stayed while everyone else fled
And then he proceeds to teach them Chemistry 101.
to make gunpowder
He proceeds to make machines of war.
with his smashed up car.
Indeed.
He also teaches them
One fight move. Well, it's a combo.
One fight combo.
The 3 times combo.
The hey, hey, hiya.
Hi-yah!
Yeah.
And then the army attacks. Led by Evil Ash and evil love interest who I forget the name of.
Samantha.
We'll go with that. Although, isn't it like Chastity or something? Charity?
No, it's Samantha.
It is?
It's not a stripper name.
I'm disappointed.
It's Samantha. I was just like, that's,
Led by Chastity.
I was just like, that's so weird because like he plays Sam Axe.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Samantha.
Anyway, they attack with their army of evil minions, skeletons,
Skeletons.
and the undead.
And Ash is just like, fire! And they start shooting exploding arrows at them.
And it is it seems like they've routed the enemy, but then the enemy comes from the other side and they rout them again. But then they attack a 3rd time.
And this time they get their battering ram right up to the drawbridge, and they never lower their portcullis. Like, they don't use...
I mean, you're only getting invaded by the army of darkness. Why make it even harder? Anyway.
Portcullis is the last line of defense once the drawbridge has been routed.
No, sir. The last line of defense after the drawbridge are the peasants. Because then you don't have to feed them when you are inevitably going to have a bit of a famine after the battle. Always put the lowest ranking in front. That's what I learned. Anyway.
You know what I learned? You make better decisions.
Nah.
Evil Ash then leads a small battalion to attack where the Necronomicon is being held on top of the walls behind a locked cage door.
In a secure tower.
That is just pointing outside.
Yes. Anyway, they have their fight. They attack. There's action. There's thrills. There's chills. Dare I say there's romance?
Just a tiny bit.
Not a lot, though. Anyway, they end up defeating evil Ash.
The skeleton army is just like, oh no! Run away!
And then Ash lives happily ever after.
He goes back to the future, but he didn't say the words properly again. And the Deadite attacks him while he's in the Smart Mart.
Which is where he started the film as Ash. Hardware.
Houseware.
Gonna get roasted in the comments. Did you even watch the film? No. We experienced the film.
We experienced it.
Experienced the film. This film, man. Oh. Anyway, so it ends with him fighting off the evil
Deadite with a repeat lever action rifle
with the unlimited ammo perk attached, of course.
Yeah.
And we close with him swooping up another girl. This girl number 4. Because every time that they redo the thing, they always recast his love interest. Like, the girlfriend is always recast. In the first film, different person. Second film, different person. Third film, in the recap, different person at the cabin.
Yeah, this is girl number 4.
Yeah, so this is girl 5. Because 3. There were 3 recasts of the one girl.
Oh, yeah, 4.
And then,
so this is 5.
Yeah. He picks up another girl, and he's just like, what is the line?
I could have stayed there and been king, but in my own way, baby, I am the king. Hail to the king.
Hail to the king. That's it. He says, hail to the king.
The voiceover part says that. And then in non-voiceover, he says, hail to the king.
And that was Army of Darkness. As far as like a brief recap, this film is just absolutely batty. It's crazy. But alas, we are given the task of trying to identify a good, a bad, an ugly, and iconic, and then perhaps what we would do if we had to make the film for a modern audience. So, Pat, what is good about Army of Darkness?
The people playing the medieval people are very like medieval. Like the medieval characters are like very like time.
Oh, costuming? Like they're
like costuming, like in like the speech. Like they really like.
Yeah.
Got that down.
Yeah, I would say that it's pretty fun. It's believable. There's not a lot of those idiosyncrasies and stuff like that. Where
it's not like a
It's not where it's DJ's favorite word, and I always forget it. Anyway, where the time there's no issues with like the time period where it's not like you're walking through and there's like a exit sign over a door and stuff like that. It is like very
continuity.
It is continuity. There's a word for it though when you make like purposely you make the continuity bad.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, they keep pretty well to that theme, I'd say. Yeah. For me, I would say that the good is definitely all the different animation styles that they use, like the special effects, specifically with like Ash when he's getting pulled into the one book. All of that work was just done really well, but then also all of the Deadites, the skeletons moving, and the the different like costuming choices that they made for their effects. Overall, special effects are very well done for this film. It's very cheap and it is very obvious.
Yeah.
But it works really well for the type of film that it is.
Oh yeah.
How about bad?
If anything, they're very. It's just always the army. Just like it feels very small at times. Like the army, like it feels very small, and then all of a sudden they're just like, boom! All these people just show up out of nowhere.
That's fair. It is kind of like a continuity thing with that, where it's like they keep adding more effects, like they add more deadites and stuff. Like it's hard to keep track of like how many are actually there. Yeah, that's fair. I would say that the beginning of this film is rough. Up to where he splits off from Bad Ash, Good Ash. Yeah. That whole scene, like leading up to it, probably the first 20, 25, 30 minutes of the film, I was just like, this is just the trippiest, weirdest movie I've ever seen. Like, it's very odd. There's very odd story choices. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it's one of those things where I'd say it's bad. Almost ugly, where I'd kind of warn somebody about it, where it's like, it takes a minute to kind of get into this if you're not prepared for it being a bit trippy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Much different tone than the last one.
Oh, that does bring back one thing, though. The mirror.
Yeah,
the mirror.
You were not happy about the mirror.
That part, it's just completely out. Like there wouldn't be a mirror, especially a glass mirror that's silver backed.
But there would definitely be an army of skeletons. I know. I have read my Dungeons and Dragons Dungeon Master Manual. Yeah. So they definitely existed.
There wouldn't be a glass mirror. If anything, it would be like a polished bronze.
Or silver. It's got like a silver backing. That's why vampires traditionally in like lore can't show up. Is like it'd be a silver back.
But like it's a windmill though. Like they wouldn't waste silver.
Okay.
It would be like a polished cheaper metal.
This film is not accurate enough for Pat. 2 stars.
That part just like it threw me because I'm just like, wait, why is there a mirror, like a breakable glass mirror? It just
that's fair. I mean, personally for me, I was just like, what the heck is he doing in a windmill? Isn't he going to the cemetery? What is this? For a bit of the film, like I said, it's just like it felt like have you ever had one of those dreams where it's like a sleep paralysis dream of sorts, where it feels like you're in reality but you can't really move because you're kind of groggy? Yeah, that's kind of how the beginning of the film felt for me.
Okay.
So I was just sitting there like, when is this real? Is this actually the movie? Is this?
Oh yeah.
Did we put in the right movie?
No, we did.
Yeah. Okay, how about ugly? Is the ugly the mirror for you?
Yeah.
It's just warn people. The mirror is inaccurate. Before you watch this movie, if you are really into mirrors, this is gonna piss you off.
Also, it just like they did a really nice job of like being like not completely time accurate, but like period believable.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, there's just a glass mirror in a windmill, an abandoned windmill at that.
That's big mad about the mirror. Like if one of these in the movie, I have to warn you. There's a mirror in the windmill, and it should not be there.
It shouldn't. Like it really just it gets my goat.
Apparently, yes, it does. Okay. Is the iconic that the mirror got smashed?
No, iconic is this is my boomstick.
That's fair. Like the line, yeah. I don't know what to say for the ugly now.
If anything, you were talking about his like
Yeah.
one-liner dialogue.
No, that's iconic.
Oh, that's your iconic.
Oh, I love that. I love the fact that literally all of his dialogue makes no sense. It's just a bunch of one-liners. The
Give me
ugly.
some sugar.
Yeah, give me some sugar. You know, hail to the king. He ends it like that's the last line of the movie, and it's just perfect. I'd say the ugly just tie in with the bad. Like the ugly is that it's just like it takes a minute to get into this film.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared for it to be as trippy as it is, like even the second, Evil Dead 2 was not nearly as trippy as the beginning of this movie.
No.
Yeah, so it feels kind of like a dramatic like tone shift and everything. So it's a bit hard to get into it at first. Right. That would just be my ugly. Is it just like if you're not really prepared for the trippiness, you're really like I was prepared for like Evil Dead 2 trippiness, and this was still like trippy on top of trippy.
Yeah.
That would be the ugly for me. Also, the fact that they had a mirror.
I really like. I don't know why you're not as upset about the mirror. Like,
it was a plot device. It's a literal plot device.
I realize.
If there isn't a mirror, you don't get the little mini ashes to recreate Gulliver's travels, so he can swallow one of them, so it can become evil ash.
You could have done it with like water.
He could have done a lot of things. You could have done a lot of things to bring about evil ash. I mean, He could have been chopped in half by his own chainsaw. And just like split in half. You know, there's things to consider.
Yeah.
You didn't have to use a mirror. Pat's coming for Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi. I will have you know.
Yeah, it's just the mirror.
Anyway.
Like, they don't even have glass anywhere else.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, they would have glass panes. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Anyway, I would say the iconic though is just like this film's just fun. It's trippy, it's weird, the dialogue is funny. There's a lot of very quotable moments. It's just mindless fun. If you're looking at it as like a serious story, if you're looking at it as anything other than just complete bonkers insane, then you might not really enjoy it. But the iconic part of it is that this is like peak bonkers insane humor.
Yes.
It's extremely tropey dialogue. It's
so acid trippy. Like.
It's trippy, but it's fun.
Yeah. It's
fun. I can see why people like this. Like if it came on TV when I was a kid, yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not even scary.
Oh no.
It's not even like a horror comedy. It is more like just a fantasy comedy with dark elements.
Yeah.
More than anything else. That's my iconic. How about you, Pat? What would you say is iconic?
Like I said, boomstick.
Just the one line, the fact he has a boomstick?
It's just everyone knows the line, "This is my boomstick."
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like that's the origin of people calling shotguns boomstick, but just like...
Yeah, well, a lot of people have used it. It's a very quotable thing. It's probably the most quotable portion of the movie.
Yeah.
So it's iconic. It's probably the most iconic scene.
Yeah.
Even I know that scene. Like, I've seen the clip.
Yeah.
Like, this is my boomstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Boomstick.
Boom shakalaka. Anyway, would you? This film's just like so out there. Like, it's also not that old. I think this is 90s. Is it the late 80s?
This is another one.
1992.
This is another one of those ones where to remake it, you will lose its soul.
Yeah, and it does tie in enough with the second one, so Evil Dead 2. It ties enough in with that you kind of need Evil Dead 2 to make it work. Yeah. And it's such an outlandish and out there movie that it's hard to be like, oh yeah, let me make like a Black Cauldron-esque movie, but with, you know, a modern guy that's pulled in from a grocery store.
Yeah.
Well, supermarket, but... Well,
S-Mart.
You know, it's S-Mart, so it's Kmart.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, I also don't think that you can really make this for modern audiences without... You'd have to remake Evil Dead 2 the way that you made Evil Dead 2, and we both had agreed that there's not a lot you can do to modernize it.
Yeah, like if you bring in like better tech, like special effects, you lose
some of the charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a product of its time, and it's timeless due to the fact that it's made in that time. I believe that's what we said about Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
It's like, if you make it nowadays, it would feel cheap.
Yeah. I think this is maybe the third film we've said that about.
Yeah, I believe so. Evil Dead 2 was one of them, and I think we watched one of the Godzilla movies was... I think one of the Godzilla movies we said we wouldn't want to make it modern because it just was not a good film, or it worked too well in its time.
Okay.
Which I think it was one of the Godzillas that we said that.
Godzilla I said I wouldn't want to remake it because you couldn't remake it as a Godzilla movie.
That was All Monsters Attack. The movie about bullying.
Yeah.
Has Godzilla involved in it for some reason.
Yeah.
If you want more details on like that portion of this conversation, we do another series called Cinema Revisited Godzilla, where we watch all the classic Godzilla movies and we talk about good, bad, ugly, iconic like this one. Yeah. So that is what we're referencing. We're talking about a conversation that you too can be a part of if you watch those videos.
Tube.
Aha! Ah! Ah!
Oh.
Oh. Yes. But yeah, I kind of think that this is one of those films.
Yeah.
It also cannot really be remade well for a modern audience. I don't even think I'd want to attempt it.
Yeah, it's everything that makes it truly anything that makes it ugly just kind of works with it though. Like
yeah,
even the bad part of it is you need it to. It's like you throw a lump of clay and it accidentally makes a bowl.
Yeah, and it's like if you try to add to it, it's not going to function anymore.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a bowl anymore. It's going to be impossible to add to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to Army of Darkness?
Just watch out for that mirror.
Oh, for the mirror.
Yeah.
I can't anymore, Pat. I can't.
Like hell, they could have had him just like had like one of his mirrors from his car, and I would have been fine with that. But like, no, just a full body length mirror in a windmill.
Just for that, I'm going to gift you a mirror. I'm just going to give you a mirror every year. Happy birthday, Pat. Here's a mirror.
And I'll take them and I'll set up a house of mirrors.
Because it's time appropriate?
Yes.
Anyway. I don't think we have anything else. We're going to just devolve into complete chaos. Yeah. So before we devolve into complete chaos, be sure to like this video if you liked it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We do really appreciate all your guys' feedback and things like that. If you have interesting like Evil Dead facts and stuff like that, we like that too. Yeah. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe if you like these videos or any of our other things that are coming up. We try to release something every week for you guys, and we touch a variety of different topics. Well, they're all film topics, but we do the Universal Monsters. We have Godzilla. We're wrapping up the Mel Brooks series right now. We're about to wrap up this one, Evil Dead. Yeah. And then when we have time, sometimes we like to watch some B movies and things like that. So this series is coming to an end. So if you guys want us to continue on this series where I make Pat watch horror movies, we'll continue with that. There's plenty of movies that I haven't seen either. So we've kicked around ideas like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, and things like that. So if Leprechaun. Any of those... Oh, Leprechaun. We could do Leprechaun.
Yeah.
If that interests you, let us know in the comments below which one you would want us to start watching. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.